This is Jay on LA for my weekly roundup of what's happening. So, the second FSR has come out from our city, the financial report, and it basically tells us we're close to $700 million in the hole. So, now what is our city looking to do? Well, our CAO wants to take $52 million more from LAPD, thereby reducing LAPD by over 900 people, almost 1,000 people between civilians and sworn officers. So if the goal is to dismantle LAPD, then actually our mayor has a plan. But if that's really not the goal, the mayor took $150 million from LAPD and lied to the people, including Black Lives Matter, telling them that that money was going to communities of color, communities of need. And where did it go? It went into employees' pockets to keep them from being furloughed for the first half of this year. Now, we're screwed as a city. So we're looking at layoffs, over 1,000 layoffs, maybe more, in order to try and balance budget. And where are they looking? The police! Really? You know, this mayor had a mantra in the past. It was called back to basics, which never really happened. Now we really need to get back to basics. We need to get back to core services. We need to make sure that those services a city should be servicing the people with their tax dollars is actually fulfilled. So, public safety. Whatever form you call public safety, you got to have cops. You got to have firemen. You got to have paramedics. That's just how it is. So when you fire cops and you have less sworn officers than you did back in 2000, when in fact 67% increase in calls for service has been during that same time period, it makes no sense. In a year with over 300 homicides and a couple of thousand shootings in our city, I don't want to live in St. Louis, I don't want to live in Chicago, and I don't want Los Angeles becoming St. Louis and Chicago. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're turning our city into another murder capital, another crime capital. Part 1 crimes, the most egregious crimes, are on the rise. Are we going to have police officers able to respond to those calls? I don't think so. And what happens when you fire almost 500 civilian employees? Now you got to take 500 sworn employees to do the paperwork of the civilians. Where does any of this make sense? I do not understand. So again, what about core services? How do we cut services without creating a vicious cycle of deferred maintenance? Well, so far, I've been around here since 1975, and I haven't found one city council or one mayor that's been able to actually do that. That's the problem we have. We have unfunded infrastructure debt in the billions, and this is only going to make it worse. Do they understand that a falling quality of life further erodes the city's tax base? People move out. They don't want to be here anymore because the city's going to hell in a handbasket. Why do we cut revenue generating departments? We have a slide rule cut. Everybody take 10%. Everybody take another 3%. None of that makes any sense because the departments that generate the revenue are the ones that keep us alive. We should take really good care of those departments that generate revenue. That's our investment in our city. So the first line of defense in the budget should be the core services, police, fire, basic street services. You know, we can live with a couple of potholes. We can't live with falling apart infrastructure. We need our lights. We need sanitation. Do we need artwork? Probably not a big deal. Do we need planning and building and safety? Absolutely. Keep us safe. Make sure things are built to code. Make sure people aren't violating the law. Do we need the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment? I think at this point it's a complete waste of money. And quite frankly, it's $6-7 million we could be saving for a department that basically hasn't been able to figure itself out in over 15 years. There's a lot of departments like that need restructuring, where we have duplication. But the end result is we need to cut those departments that are not revenue generating and do not offer a better quality of life. We need to get the fat out of our departments. We need to get the fat out of management. And we need to get our elected officials to understand the city has an obligation to provide core services and only core services during this emergency, this fiscal emergency, that again, 15 city council people, a mayor, and no plan, and a CAO who has a plan that will end up helping destroy the rest of what we have left in our city. So, ladies and gentlemen, fight back. Let your city council people know. Stop cutting the cops. Stop going after fire. Stop hurting the quality of life in our city. Get back into the core services and get back to basics. Thank you.